the first Swede inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame and the highest scoring defenseman in Maple Leafs history, Borje Salming.
The King, my big hero, majestic. These are just some of the titles that crop up when we talk about Borje Salming. More than just a professional Swedish ice hockey player, Salming is a sports phenomenon in himself, the pioneer of a historic legacy of European players in the NHL. Now at the age of 71, as illness grips him, we celebrate this game-changing legacy and a never-ending era of foreign-born hockey players in the NHL. Salming was born on 17 April 1951 in the Salmi village of Kiruna, located north of Sweden. At the young of 5, Salming tragically lost his father, who was a mine worker, in a mine accident. While this sudden demise left him feeling distraught, it also imbued in him a sense of resilience and determination that would later push him to the pinnacle of his career. From these humble beginnings, he officially launched his career in ice hockey, playing for Kiruna AIF of the Swedish 2nd Division, 1967 to 1971, followed by joining the Brynäs in the Swedish Elite League from 1970 to 1973. While Salming was just breaking into ice hockey, he hadn't even considered joining and playing for the NHL someday. Making it as a big shot was not on his playing agenda. You know what? Borje Salming said in an interview once, "Where I come from, Jukkasjärvi, is in the north of Sweden. I came down from there and I played 2 years in the 2nd Division with Kiruna AIF. And then I came down and played in the top league for Brynäs. I didn't really have time to think about the National Hockey League. However, as this new player continued to help Brynäs win league championships, it was only a matter of time that someone would notice, and Gary McNamara did. The Toronto Maple Leaf scout, who had come to watch the Christmas tournament to scout Inge Hammarström, ended up bursting into the dressing room after the game, questioning Salming. "Do you want to play for the Toronto Maple Leafs?" On October 10, 1973, Salming made his first appearance as the defenseman for the Toronto Maple Leafs against the Buffalo Sabres. To no surprise, the Trailblazers' NHL debut was successful, bagging a 7-4 victory for the Leafs against the Buffalo Sabres and scoring his first Player of the Game title. And this was just the beginning of Salming's shining career, one that would win him many accolades, an awe-inspiring level of popularity, and an eternal legacy etched in the pages of the NHL. From 1973 to 1989, Salming played a total of 16 seasons with the Toronto Maple Leafs, summing up to an all-time record of 1,099 regular season games. During this tenure, he secured a remarkable total of 148 goals and 620 assists for 768 points. In 1989, after spending 16 years with the Toronto Maple Leafs, he then signed with the Detroit Red Wings. He only played for a single season, after which he wrapped up his NHL career and joined AIK of the Swedish Elite League, retiring soon enough in 1993. The impact he had as a European hockey player on a North American league was one that had never been witnessed before. Not to forget the long list of achievements and awards that he kept stacking in his arsenal along the way. He was named the first-team All-Star at the World Ice Hockey Championship in 1973, and then again at the NHL in 1977. He was also named the second-team All-Star 5 times, 1975, 1976, 1978, 1979, and 1980. He was the only European player in the NHL who had played in over 1,000 ice hockey tournaments. In 1996, he had the honor of becoming the first Swedish hockey player to have been inducted in the Hockey Hall of Fame. Only 2 years later, in 1998, Salming ranked 74th on the Hockey News list of the 100 greatest National Hockey League players. No Swedish player before him had ever received such a high reward. His skills as a defenseman were so incomparably impressive that he won the Molson Cup at the end of his debut season and was a finalist for the Norris Trophy twice. However, the journey towards becoming one of the most popular hockey players was not an easy one. The North American ice hockey was notorious for discriminating European players and mocking their physical toughness by calling them chicken Swedes. For Salming, it was no different. He knew he had to endure the punishment, and did so resiliently. When joining the Toronto Maple Leafs in 1973 with Inge Hammerstrom, he confessed, "We knew when we came over here there was going to be fights and all that stuff. But it's part of it. It was something that I had no problems with. You wanted to play hockey, but that was something that was part of the game." In no time, with his remarkable skills and experience, Salming proved his worth. The Maple Leaf coach, Red Kelly, who initially had reservations about signing Salming, later called him an outstanding shot blocker and said, when he makes a turn on the ice, he does it with the style of a figure skater, moving his upper body first, not his legs. In mid-July of 2022, Salming was diagnosed with amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS, a neurological disease that affects muscle movement. The disease has not only deteriorated his health physically, so that he has difficulty speaking and eating, it has also affected him mentally, making him a victim of depression. However, as he struggles with this rare disease, he continues to communicate with his fans, using his iPad, letting them know that he is doing okay. Today, when Salming's statue stands tall and proud outside Air Canada Centre, the significance of the 71-year-old ice hockey player is crystal clear. For all that he achieved for the Leafs, Salming received more than just awards. Toronto gave him gratitude, respect, and love. I just want to say thank you. You will always be remembered as a hero.